Is this it?
Dude, we're live. Welcome to episode 4.
Welcome to episode 4 of Jack and Toke.
Jack and Toke.
We've already decided on a title, but I'm not gonna do. Oh my god,
dude, we need to give him the title. The title is episode 4, a new Toke.
So every single time we've tried to do this before and like it didn't work, Jack would be blackout.
Yeah, dude.
And he would just
times. There's a few times where it had not yet sort of
worked. We had some technical issues.
Some technical difficulties.
Because we had no, because every time we would try to work on the show, dude, we were both blackout and well, no, I wasn't blackout. You were probably blackout. But every single time we tried to
speak, dude, speak.
Every single time we actually tried to do it, we would have some technical issues, but also Jack would be blackout.
I was fucking gone, man. So one time, I actually passed out. I'm so mad we didn't get the recording of this. One time I passed out literally mid-sentence. And it was only 10 minutes in, and I just fell on the floor. So we wish we had that, the audio for that. The other times I was completely just blackout. And we had technical difficulties, so the audio, which we felt was definitely good, was lost.
Yeah.
The lost episodes, dude.
So
lost episodes.
When we set up our audio, we have to connect it to a certain video, and we can switch between them, but we just do it between an image because this meme is dank for the season.
Yeah, dude. We just want to put up a meme there to let y'all know.
But we had to associate an audio input with each video input, and we never did it correctly the whole time.
Dude. Yeah, so it kind of got fucked.
So the first 2.5 episodes, it's just nothing. But this is still episode 4.
This is still episode 4 of it working.
Episode 4, a new Toke.
A new Toke. And the interesting thing here that we'd like to comment on is normally I'm the one that's just fucked and gone and blackout, as we were talking about earlier.
On episode 2, that would have been broadcast.
Yeah, dude, I told you the story, dude.
So you drank. You wanted to promote George Dickel a lot. You were you just got your you were wanting to finish your George Dickel that you had at the time.
Okay.
And it was a good 2/3 of a fifth left, or whatever you had left. Was that a handle? Was that a fifth?
It was a fifth.
It was a fifth. You had 2/3 of a fifth left. You drank a lot of that. You drank a decent amount of that, and then you just blacked out. And knowing you for as long as you did, you just kind of fell asleep where you were when you blacked out. Well, a little bit after you black out, once you lost all your energy when you were blackout, you just kind of fell asleep right where you were.
Dude, that's my new defense mechanism, dude.
I wouldn't see that as a defense mechanism.
Dude, no, that's why I don't do stupid shit, dude. That way, dude, if you just pass the fuck out, then you can't
Nobody's
fuck
gonna
up,
do
dude.
anything.
No one's gonna do anything, dude. It's just my superpower, dude. Now, I can just black out and be fine. Because in 5 minutes, I'm going to be asleep. So it works out. But in all seriousness, I think I just, when I get that level of twisted, I just
fall asleep. Is it only when you get twisted, or is it only when you get hammered, or is it both?
So I've experienced... In recent times, every time I've drank, I've also smoked. I haven't been just one or the other, or I haven't been just drunk in a minute. So... That's definitely something I'd like to test again, because I don't really know.
Just drunk. Just
Just
crack open a cold one with the boys.
Yeah,
for a day.
Just not smoke for a couple days.
Yeah, you need to take it.
I do
need to take a tea break.
Dude.
How often do you dabble in the devil's lettuce a day?
Dude, a day? How many individual sessions?
So we do it in the amount of falls, which are...
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, I'd say I'll. It depends how many sessions I do a day, because I'll do them in like groups. So if I do 2, then I'll probably do like around 5 a sesh. I think 5 is my average.
A sesh? So like at a time you'll do 5 in a row?
Yeah, at this point. Yeah,
that's
like
a lot.
5, dude.
That's a lot.
So there'll be days, dude. So if I have 2 sessions in a day, that could easily be a 10. That could easily be a 12, 13 Jeep day.
So do you want to drink all day tomorrow?
I'd love to drink all day tomorrow. What day is tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
No,
Tuesday.
I can't.
Why not? Why not?
I've got shit in the afternoon. Dude, we're on air. Does it matter?
Wait, what? Dude, what time are you going to get back?
No, dude, I just got shit in the afternoon, so I can't drink until, I can't drink all day.
Okay, we'll drink.
No, but dude, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Drake, okay?
Oh, that's true. I have been drinking for a while. I have been drinking since I got home.
Yeah, dude. Hey, cheers to that.
Cheers
to that.
For Loco.
So actually, new topic I want to just move to since we're here. I just thought of a new idea for a game.
What is it?
Speed Jeeps, dude.
Okay, yeah. What?
Like Olympic, like speed Jeeps, dude. Like
So
set a timer. Set a timer where it's like a Jeep off, but instead of doing how many y'all can do in just a sesh, set the timer for like a couple minutes or something, and see how many y'all can just do, like to the face.
But see, I like that idea actually because it just gets you really high.
Because it's really quick.
Very high, very quickly.
Now you got
it would just kind of like fuck you up.
Yeah, dude, and you can still look to make sure they're packing and call, and that'll be part of the game. You know, you can call people out if they don't pack it heavy enough, and then that'll take away from their time and lowers their score.
Yeah.
Because obviously, whoever takes the most wins.
I wish there was like a standard intake of THC.
Yeah, we still do. We're still searching
because
for
there's a standard
THC
drink
cigarette.
which is
There's a standard drink. There's 1 cig, dude,
like 0.5, an ounce and a half
of
vodka,
liquor, 1 beer,
1
standard glass
of
size,
wine.
whatever,
1 glass of wine.
that however much that is, wine glass.
So there's a standard drink because they know how much alcohol it is per volume.
Yeah, exactly, precisely.
But like with weed, it's not the same. I wish it was, because then you could know. I want to try to do the 25 challenge or whatever, the 25 and 12, where you try to drink 25 beers in 12 hours. I heard 2 people tried it and 1 person succeeded at it, and they chugged a couple beers at a time, and then each hour, like right at the hour, and then they were just like, they were fine. They finished it.
They did?
They were on a mission, yeah, and they did it. And then I heard 1 just kind of just like drank the whole time and passed out.
Do you think you could do a case in a day?
No.
Do you really?
No, I couldn't do a case in a day. I couldn't do a
So
case
you
in a
couldn't
day.
do, what is it, weight box?
Wait, what? What is weight box?
Weight box. From the It's Always Sunny episode where they drink like 50 beers in a day or whatever.
I haven't seen that one, but I saw the one where they drank 70 on a plane ride.
No, that's that. That's the same episode.
Oh, yeah. They drank 70 beers.
Yeah,
on a plane.
dude, it's named after the baseball player.
No, there's no way they could do that. How long is the plane ride?
Dude, didn't they go from Philly to LA? Like, that's across the country, dude. That's a long ass plane ride.
That's
dude.
like 6 hours.
Longer. I think it's like 8, dude.
But
Maybe
still,
6.
70 beers in 8 hours.
Yeah, dude. No, that's impossible.
That is 3.5 cases of beer in 8 hours. The last time we had a tailgate or whatever, the Clemson game, I think that was until 8, right?
I think
that was 8 hours of straight drinking, and there is no way you consumed a case and a half of beer.
True. I could, yeah, dude. Unrealistic. But dude, I still kind of feel like it could be done. I want to see someone that could do it. I feel like it could be done. I feel like certain people could do it for sure.
I've seen people, put a straw in a 5th of like Ciroc, and then just down the whole thing.
That's fucking disgusting, dude.
I want to, like, you know, I might try to attempt to do that. I probably
Dude,
won't. No, I probably wouldn't
no,
do that, but I could
die.
probably get someone else to do it. But I want to try. I would want to try it, but I would want to yak right after. Just puke everything up. Because I feel like, I don't know, with like Svedka or something.
Oh, dude, don't bring up that name. I can't stand
Well,
Svedka,
what was
dude.
your bad experience with Svedka?
Dude,
JackAndToke.
the worst, like, hangover I got was because of Svedka, dude. Because, like, I drank. There was one night, I literally, dude, one of my hallmates had his fish of, had just had a similar experience with Svedka and had a fifth of, like, the remainder of some Svedka. But he didn't drink the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? There was a good bit left. And he's like, dude, fuck Svedka. So he gave me the Svedka. So I killed the Svedka.
You killed the whole thing?
I just killed the Svedka.
Ooh. Wait, what flavor was it again? I'm sorry.
It was whatever the pink and yellow was.
Oh, is it like
the
tropical
mango,
something? Is
tropical,
it like
whatever, dude. It was
because it's on the tree. So
yeah, it's that
on a
exact
Christmas tree, yeah,
flavor,
the pink lemonade or whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so I drank that. I think for a party, and it was just it was great. It was a good time.
Also, the meme is in relation to, this is a Christmas episode.
I
can't believe we got this far into it without remembering. Oh my god, dude.
We don't even know what we're
Jack,
doing.
This is
amazing.
This is our Christmas episode. Our Christmas tree is up. So at the top we have a honey jack.
A honey jack. Yeah, we have a
fifth.
bottle.
And then in it I've put some of my fits. I put a Loco Nut Captain Morgan, which is, I hate liquor, but that was a very good rum. That's my favorite rum.
Dude, you like the most, like, watered down, like, fake liquors, dude. You don't like
because
liquor,
I like beer. I prefer
Beer's
beer.
good. I like beer, yeah. That's fair.
But what else do I have on there? I think I have. Is that the Svedka? Oh, I have the Svedka. I have the pink lemonade Svedka, which is the vodka.
Yeah, dude. So
my
fuck
favorite
Svedka,
vodka.
but yeah. Here's a question. Before we started this episode, you said you were going to be a 17 after the fall you just pulled.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably an 18 right now.
Explain.
So
are you gonna yak?
No. I'm not an 18 yet. I'm a 17 right now.
Okay, dude.
Because that's the decider. If I yak, I'm an 18. So there's a scale of 0 to 10 on how high you are.
And the same scale for how drunk.
But then there's a scale of how drunk you are, and you just add them both together, and it's out of 20. And if you get to 15, you're in the danger zone. Which is, you just got to be like, I need to slow down, I need to reduce that, which it decreases by 2 every hour.
I thought it only decreased by 1 every hour.
2 categories. So 1 for each hour.
Oh, bet.
And so if you have 15, you're in the danger zone. So that could be like, 7 jubes or and 6 beers. And 15 danger zone. 16, you're still in the danger zone, but you're getting closer to the blackout zone. 17, you enter the real danger zone.
The real danger
because I couldn't think of a more ominous name than that. Which is where, but it's dangerous because when you enter it, you might get to the 18, but you're not going to know if you get to 18. And 18 is when you yak.
Okay.
18 is when you yak, and then 19 is when you black out. And I feel like 20 is when you die, because you can't do a 10 and a 10. Or else you just die.
You can't do a 10 and a 10?
You can't do a 10 and a 10.
What if you, hypothetically, what if you did something like an edible, and you were like a 12
you could be
pop?
Yeah, but you could be over.
Mm-hmm.
You could be over on 1 and a little bit in the other, but you can't exceed 15
Can you be
on two. Oh, like on two, you know.
Can you be? Here's
With
another.
one going
Excuse
over.
me. Here's another question.
Mhm.
Is it possible to be
Oh my god.
an 11 drunk?
Yeah.
Would you die?
Yeah, I feel like that's dying
That's,
for drunk.
like-
I feel like that's
No,
dying
when I
for
say I
drunk.
mean death. I mean
Like you're dead.
like-
You're in the ground. You're
like
6 feet.
funeral.
You've like puked yourself.
You are dead.
You're dead. 11 out of 10. That's when you've drank too much.
Like the news story's dead. Like
Yes.
dead. Like obituary. Like
Yes.
actually, we're talking
You're in the
dead.
morgue, yes.
in the morgue. Okay. Cause like, dude, I die on the regular, but I don't like die. You know.
Yeah.
I just die.
Because, I don't know, it's always more relative to like the more last time you died.
Yeah. The last time well, yeah, but like I mean the permanent death
Mhm.
of.
That's a little 11. You can get to a 10.
You can get to a 10, but
You
don't
can get to a
survive
10, dude.
it.
Getting to a 10 is perfect, but like that's risky. But that brings me, if you get to a 17, you don't know if you'll go into an 18 until you yak. Because that's also like the blackout zone. And if you yak, you're probably going to go to 19. 18 is like a slide to 19.
18 is such, yeah. If you're using your system, 18 is such a slide. 18's just there for like that temporary stage where you think
you yak and then you're like, fuck, I don't want to black out. I'm going to sober up. And then you black out.
and then you
just black out
rally.
anyway.
Next morning, you rallied, and you're like,
And then-
fuck, I rallied? Like, what?
That's also the zone where you don't look at people straight in the eye. and you're stumbling.
And you just don't know what's going on.
You have zero clue where you are. You just you're just talking to
You're just
people.
talking to people. And
Walking.
I've definitely been at that level. That's actually kind of a fun level to be at.
You just
for a
follow
little-
orders.
You just kind of like, huh?
What's going
Nah,
on?
man, nah. The celebration of episode 4 and a new Toke is we found our original podcast topic list.
So it's like the OG, but
This is one that we originally had planned to do for the first we're gonna revisit some of these topics as we so please. In
George Dickel,
yeah,
dude. I feel like George Dickel.
Well,
should
first
start
of
it
all,
off.
excuse me while I go get my bottle.
He keeps. So I don't like liquor, so therefore I don't like whiskey as much, and I'm not a big whiskey drinker, so I don't even like Jack Daniels, except Jack Daniels honey. But that's like, I don't know, the more like not
You're a
whiskey version
bitch,
of whiskey.
Dude. You're a bitch, dude.
But here, George Dickel.
So George Dickel is a fine beverage. It is a Tennessee sour and it is fucking amazing, dude. I just love this shit. I mean, no, it's not like as good as like get the Scotch people and the fucking like my whiskey is like more hipster than yours. Like, no, dude, it just tastes good. Like, fuck you. You know
It's
what I'm
an
saying?
actual whiskey.
It's an actual whiskey that men drink, you know what I'm saying? It's good.
So
It's decent. It's not too good. It's not too good for anyone, you know?
So for our episode, you have to drink for 4 seconds.
Dude, say less, dude. Okay. Count it down. Ready?
All right.
Tell me when.
All right. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. He did it. I'm looking at the change in height on the bottle, and it's pretty. Oh my god, ew! I can't do that. So George Dickel.
So George Dickel, that tasted really good. Fuck, dude.
Dude, what are you at right now on the combined scale that we just talked about?
I
I feel like we need to share that
Dude,
too.
So I don't know what I am drunk. I know I'm at least a 7 or 8 high. I'm at least a 7 or 8 high, and at least a 2 or 3 drunk. I don't think I'm that drunk, but now I think I'm getting drunker slowly.
Well, yeah,
I might be creeping up to 3 or 4.
Okay.
Because I'm still not very drunk. But so what is that on the twisted scale?
But see, the scale, it takes time.
I think
it takes time to be able to gauge. You can't gauge yourself until later. You gotta wait at least 30 minutes for both scales.
Yeah, so on the drunk scale, I have no idea. My last check, I was probably around a 10. But that was
on drunk or high?
No, a 10 combined.
Oh, combined. Okay.
So I was like an 8 high and a 2 drunk. Now I'm probably getting more drunk, and I'm still like an 8 high or a 7 or 8 high.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be pushing like 12 soon. And you're at like an 8. You're at like a 17, dude. This is a reversal.
So I'm
still pretty fucked up. Like I'm definitely decent.
Like Jack said earlier, he usually blacks out at all the attempts we've done, but now
we've reversed the roles. I'm kind of enjoying it. You know, it's
like
nice.
I said earlier. 17 is kind of like the danger zone where like you don't know you get to 18 until you yak. I'm getting close to 17. I might be at 17. I don't even know, dude. I might be at 17.
Dude, if you yak, I'm going to fucking geek, dude. That's going to be the
But see, that's the thing. If I yak, you have to yak.
Oh, dude, I'll pull the trigger with you.
See, okay, yeah. Always pull the trigger. Don't be afraid to pull the trigger. If you're drinking and you get too drunk, pull the trigger. If you feel bad, pull the trigger. If your stomach hurts, pull the trigger. But if you're only smoking and you feel bad, do not pull the trigger because you're going to feel like shit.
Dude, you're going to feel like total fucking
I recently ate an edible. And so on the 1 to 10 scale, I was kind of like, 11 being dead. I was legit, I think, on like a 10.5. I didn't die, but like I thought I was going to. I had an edible and I ate a 1 gram brownie. And my apartment's near like the near Main Street in the town I'm in. And I eat it. It starts hitting me at about 45 minutes in. And I'm really blazed at that point. That's when I'm like feeling good. I'm feeling good for about like another hour and like 30 minutes. So 2 hours and 15 minutes total time has elapsed. I'm feeling good until then. And then a parade. Well, I think I hear a parade and see a parade out my window on Main Street. And then I say to my roommate, coin purse. Coin purse being my roommate. Who I'm looking at now. The first time I think it's actually said live, coin purse my roommate.
Just to make that, I'm like coin purse. Wait, I think we should establish this for those who don't know. We're all like just roommates, and that's all you need to know. For now.
Me and Jack are the only ones that do like want to do this. The other ones just want to listen.
The other ones just kind of listen.
They're just like kind of be like, all right, I'll listen.
We kind of force them to like be in it sometimes because like we want people to like.
I'm forced to listen to your bullshit.
Because we're fucked up and they're listening to our bullshit. So like we're like, yo, come like listen to us talk and we're gonna ask you shit.
So wait, I'm almost done with my beer.
Yeah, dude, finish your story. I was like, oh, dude, finish your beer, dude. Yeah, dude, drink the beer, dude.
All right.
And what are you drinking, actually? Quick tangent. What are you drinking? Shout out. What are you drinking right now?
So my favorite cheap beer is Natural Light. Always say Natural Light to give it the respect it deserves because it's the best light beer. But I've been buying a lot of Yingling. Because I don't know, it's just my favorite beer. It's cheaper than I thought it was. I feel like it used to be more expensive.
No, dude, Yingling's a cheap beer. It just is.
Yeah, it's $24 for I think 19, right? Coin purse at the
dude,
the
but
Kroger.
You can get a 30 rack of Genesee.
But see,
like
yeah, you can get some Genesee
bucks,
cream
dude,
ale for
like
like less than $20. You can do it for like $18. But
Dude,
they're
no,
having
they're
a
like
Keystone
13.
sale for $13.
Dude, no, that's what Genesee is. Dead ass. Genesee
Really?
normal price is 13.
It's that
for
cheap
30,
also.
Dude. Oh my god,
Dude, imagine working for
Dude, and if
Genesee.
I'm-
Imagine getting free Genesee just as your job. You just always have Genesee.
That'd be fine though, dude. That'd be
But
fine.
that's
Dude,
how,
I'd
but
get so
that's how I
fucked.
choose. That's how I chose my favorite light beer. What would I choose to live with if I got it for free for the rest of my life? I would do natural light.
Dude, if you got would you live with Genesee for the rest of your life?
No,
if you got
natural
it free.
natural light.
But if you got natural light for the rest of your life, you'd live with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Genesee. I would rather buy beer than get Genesee for the rest of my life. Dude, I promote Genesee though. I would never do that for the rest of my life, but I promote Genesee.
Dude, let's get a case of Genesee next time. Dude.
That'll be the theme for next time. This one's twisted.
This one's tasted. Next time, let's just split a case of Genesee and see where we end up, dude.
We'll start broadcasting when we're like a 7 on just the drunk scale, and then should we only drink that night or also smoke?
Let's do an only drinking night. Let's do
only drinking one. Okay.
Jack and Toke.
We'll get to it. We'll get to like a 9.
We'll get to like a 9. We'll both black out and then just forget to shut off the podcast. That's what we fucking just.
And then it'll go on. It'll be the longest podcast. No, I hope it cuts it off. If it's
It
over
would
like 2
definitely
hours.
cut it off, and people would. Dude, that'd be funny as shit though. That'd be funny.
All
as
right.
shit. All right, dude. What were we about to talk about? I have no fucking clue, dude.
Oh, I was sharing my story about my brownie.
Oh yeah, dude. So you ate the graham brownie.
I ate the 1 gram brownie. I had been drinking Everclear before I ate the brownie. I'd say I had my last alcoholic beverage like an hour before I took the edible. And then I took the edible. 45 minutes in, it hit me. I was twisted at that moment, feeling in the very good zone. And then I got too high, but I feel like I was less drunk at that point. Like time had gone by. It had been.
You just spilled your.
Yeah, I totally.
No, dude, that's the.
Oh, that's the script.
Okay, so fucking Toke just spilled his beer, and then he goes to wipe it up with the script. Give me that. That's artifacts.
Dude, no,
He goes to wipe it up with
it's
the
useful.
script.
It has multi-uses.
Dude,
It's
no,
our
fuck
script.
you, dude.
It's not only our script, it's also a tool to wipe up my spit. and he spilled beer.
Dude, you can't do that. Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, I'll just switch to Four Loco, I guess.
Finish your
I'll
story.
just finish the Four Loco.
Continue your story.
So I was really high. I was too high. It started hitting me, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes in, and I was too high, at that point, and you never want to get too high. At that point, I felt like, at the beginning, I felt like parts of my brain were like turning off and like hurting. Which is weird. It felt like, if your brain was like a puzzle, dude, it felt like parts of them were turning off or something. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be dumb after this. Like,
I'm gonna be dumb forever, dude.
Oh, dude, I was genuinely thinking that, and then I see a parade out my window, and I'm like, fuck, coin purse, like there's a parade going. I think there's a parade going on outside, and then we go outside, and there's a parade, and then he roasts me saying like, of course there's a fucking parade. There's a parade outside. And then I go out there, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I don't want to go outside in front of people at this time. But then I end up enjoying it because a bunch of people say Merry Christmas to me. It was so happy. A bunch of little kids. But then we just turned off our last sun. We have 3 suns in our apartment.
Well, we have 2 suns and like
a half sun,
a
yellow sun,
and we have a dwarf sun, and the small.
We turned them all off. We only have our Boole lights on, which are candles, and our Christmas tree.
We should have the George Dickel lamp on, but we can't plug both of them in.
We have it also connected to a mini fridge.
Because of the fridge. Damn, we need to fix this, because that's my favorite Dude, I gotta have my lamp on, dude.
Okay, but continuing on my story.
Yeah, dude.
I go back inside. I.
You okay, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I go back. I go back inside, and I'm too high. Coin purse stays outside for like a couple more minutes, and then comes back inside later. So when I'm really fucked up, I tend to pace a lot, and more when I'm baked than not, just because I have no idea what I'm doing. More when I'm baked. Um, but I pace around. Coin purse starts playing Fortnite, the very popular game now, and I pace in and out of his room, in and out of like our common area, and then I think I'm gonna yak at some points. It took me 3 times until I actually did try to yak, and it didn't make me feel better. Just because that's what I said earlier. When you're too high, don't yak. It doesn't make you feel better. Only when you're really drunk. And so I yacked. Didn't feel better. Still, like, my brain this whole entire time, like, different puzzle pieces felt like they were shutting off, but like some were turning back on. So it was like, it was straight. Like they were, I was all good. Only parts of my brain were going dark at a time, and they were changing. That looks very good.
Oh, dude, that's
beautiful. Jack just turned our George Dickel lamp on, and it goes with our Christmas tree very well.
Dude, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
We need to get like a red 5th of something just for like the droopy Christmas tree from Charlie Brown. I don't know if there's like we could spray paint the Captain Morgan coconut red, and it would be like the shape of an ornament because it's in the coconut shape, and it would bend over the tree because it's probably too heavy.
Yeah, dude,
that'd be perfect.
That would be perfect. I agree.
Coin purse. How do you agree with that? You're about it?
I'm so glad you're about it, dude. Man, that's nice.
I'll cheers a Four Loko to that.
But yeah, dude, never yak when you're high.
Never yak when you're high. And so I felt like my brain was going to turn off a whole bunch. I tried to fall asleep actually this whole time. Like 3 different times I tried to just go to bed because I thought I was too high. And then after my other roommate, who we named Bud, after Bud Light,
Bud Light beer.
Because he had a case at the time. He walked in, and he was just like, "Yeah, okay." I was just like, I'm an 11. I'm an 11, or like I'm a 10.5. I'm sorry, I'm a 10.5 right now. And he was just like, "Oh my god." It's then after he got there, I just started like playing some video games. I started playing some Fortnite,
which is amazing.
Which is an amazing game, which is like the Hunger Games. But I also played some Rocket League, and then in that time period when I finally calmed myself down and I got less high, a little bit less high, or got used to the highness, because I was a 10.5 the whole, like, for a couple hours. Like,
yeah,
it was a high that lasted.
Too long.
It was a high that lasted like 2 hours too long, and which was terrible because I felt every minute, because time when you're high goes by so slow. But that's why it's amazing. So when you feel good, it lasts a while. But it was 2 hours too long, and then I just got the munchies. I got the munchies hardcore. Bud got some pizza for free, so he let me eat half of it for shout out to him. So I spiced it. Always season your food.
Always season your food. That's definitely a topic we cover.
Fuck.
What did you do?
Nothing. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Where's the script? Give me the script, dude. Let me pat it with myself. It needs to smell like beer.
Yeah, dude. Good point. But also pick a topic while you're there. Look at that. Tell me something you want to talk about.
Dude, I'll read this. Fucking thing. Dude.
Tell me something you want to talk about. Yeah.
Oh, Mini-Me versus Peter Dinklage, dude. I was looking so forward to talk about this during our first episode. Mini-Me versus Peter Dinklage. So we're gonna say who he thought, who Jack thought would win in this fight between Mini-Me versus Peter Dinklage, the actor that plays Mini-Me. And we're gonna talk about how he thought Mini-Me would win over Peter Dinklage.
Basically, so my thought.
And then we're gonna tell y'all the right answer.
The right answer, which
was my
agree
answer
with now. after some thinking. So first off, as far as the character goes, if it's
so
Mini-Me the character versus the actor Peter Dinklage, okay, the actor, I said Mini-Me because I think, okay, here's my thought process. Mini-Me is like kind of an evil fucking genius dude, you know what I'm saying? Like he's with the fucking I mean, they're all head asses because it's Austin Powers, but still
with Dr. Evil
and shit. But like he I felt like he could evil his way out of the Peter Dinklage shit. But if we're talking the actor Peter Dinklage versus the actor for Mini-Me, whoever that is, it's Peter Dinklage all the way. And the other thing is, if it's Tyrion Lannister versus Mini-Me, if character versus the character, it's Lannister all the way, 100%, not even a question.
Yes,
but
I still feel like Peter Dinklage.
George Dickel, dude.
George Dickel would win. George Dickel would win.
George
Dickel
would
kick
it
his
all.
fucking ass, dude. George Dickel would kill both of them.
Kills all, dude. I'm gonna drink a beer, dude.
Yeah, dude, drink some George Dickel, dude.
Beer. It's a beer time. Use your mouth.
Oh, this is the script.
Dude.
Oh my god, it smells like beer now.
Yeah, it does.
It's okay. That's what we need it to smell like.
Dude, we are beer, dude. Dude, in a way, if you think about it, beer is like a metaphor for society.
Explain, please.
You mix the hops and the malt and the barley and all the shit that goes into beer, and it's a big melting pot. You know what I'm saying? But then you do it and you ferment it, and you get it really fucked up. And then you drink it. And then that's life, dude. That's life.
Is that beer?
That's beer and that's life, dude. You just drink it and you get fucked up. Just like you drink up society.
So earlier, what did we do with ethanol?
Oh, so earlier.
What did we do with some Everclear? Some good old Everclear.
So I was trying to open a beer with another beer, as of course one might do.
He didn't.
I did it once successfully, and
it took him a while to get it.
And it took me a while to get it, but I got it good once, and then I thought I could get it good a second time, but I was struggling. And then Kavan once an episode that's gonna happen, and then Toke got it. But anyway,
where are you going? What, dude? I'm sorry, I spaced out. I was just flying to something.
Dude, but then okay, so I was trying to open the beers, and then Toke got it. And what was I talking about, dude?
You're opening two beers up at the same time.
The Everclear. And then so while I was trying to open up those beers with the other beers, I cut myself a little bit on my wrist because I'm depressed. I'm gonna fucking hang myself. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But I cut myself a little bit, and it kind of hurt. And I was like, "Oh shit! Like it's kind of an open wound. Like it's kind of fucky, you know."
And then he was freaking. He was freaking out.
I wasn't freaking out. No, I wouldn't say I was freaking out, but I was like, "Damn, this kind of hurts." And then you're like,
"You brought it to the rest of my apartment's attention."
I just said it loud. I wasn't trying to Okay. I said one thing, but then you had the fantastic idea. You're like, "Yo, pour Everclear on it."
So you
were like, "Yo, let's pour some Four Loko on it."
Okay,
and I was like,
yeah.
No.
Okay. So this is my thoughts behind it. So like our script, alcohol is is a multi-purpose tool. And so I know that you know that I have Everclear, which is almost 100% alcohol, and which ethanol, I'm pretty sure, and I think can now that we've tried it, can disinfect things. And
Dude,
but I thought if I told you that, you do it with Four Loko. So I was just like, just do it with Four Loko then. It has ethanol and and it'll it'll disinfect that or whatever. You'll be safe if you just pour some Four Loko on it. It might even get you a little drunk after it. But the only thought behind that was there's like bacteria involved in beer. I don't know if there's bacteria involved in making.
I don't think there's
Four Loko.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if it would be as safe to pour it on you as Everclear.
Yeah,
which
dude,
Everclear
no,
I thought
but
was
I
safe.
refused outright. When you said pour Four Loko, I was like, absolutely not, dude. Like, I was like, there's no way.
I wanted you to try, just do it.
And then you said Everclear, and at first I was like, no, and then I thought about it, and I was like,
Everclear.
Maybe. And so we did it, and honestly, at first, like, I didn't feel anything.
It's
and
the
then
utility knife. It's the utility knife of liquids.
It burned for like a second, like real bad, and I was like, like that kind of sucked. And then it went away again.
It was used as
antiseptic and
anemone. It was used as an anemone to get people to fall asleep during surgery. Anesthetic
and anesthesiac.
Anesthetic
yeah,
to get people to sleep during surgery. Like a while ago, they just get hammered and black out, and then they just do surgery on them.
Dude. They're just fucking done with it.
And they'd use
Dude, this beer is full, dude.
Drink it. You're a bitch, dude. Drink it. What is it? What are you drinking? What's your beer? I said my beer is Yingling. What's yours?
So my first beer was a Leinenkugels, which was really good. I like the Leinenkugels. They've got a good lineup. They've got their Oktoberfest was good. Gotta love the summer shandy. I don't drink. They have some more fruity other light beers. I'm not really about that, but I like their real beers. I want to try their porter. They put out like a winter porter. I'd like to try that because I like their other shit. But anyway, now I'm drinking this because like this is what my parents used to get me. Because like before they like knew I liked real beer, they got me this Not Your Father's stuff. Cause
you like this? You like
and
this?
I do. I like it a lot. But like I've definitely since like I prefer if you gave me the choice of this
and a beer.
And a natty, like, or just any beer, I'd probably just pick a beer. But I have this now, and the good thing about it though is it's like 5.9.
Yeah, that's what I did like about it. It was a higher percentage. I just tried it recently for my first time over this past summer. My mom got it, and she gave some to me because she doesn't like beer normally. She just likes ciders or something. So like Blue Moon or like more Blue Moony beer if she did drink a beer. But Blue Moon and Angry Orchard. But she tried Not Your Father. She liked it because it was like root beer. I thought it was like root beer when I first tasted it, but it would have an aftertaste of normal beer. And I didn't like that combo, like the one after the other. I don't know. I just thought it ruined it for me. I just want the root beer taste.
The combo grew on me. And honestly, like the combo grew on me. At first, I agreed with you. Like I remember when I first had one.
But like since you drank it more, you got used to it.
But like at the time when I first drank it was in high school before I liked real beer.
Then you enjoy it,
and I was like, oh, like I'll drink it to get it fucked up. And so I kind of waned myself onto beer with this.
Yeah.
And then now it's just beer, like. I definitely should drink more beer, though. Like, I don't always think to, like, if I'm eating a meal, dude, I don't normally think to, like, grab a beer. I think to grab, like, a soda still or something. Like, even if I'm just chilling at night, like, I normally just grab, like, a soft drink instead of a beer. And I definitely should drink more, like, casual beers. Casual beers are key, dude. I love casual beers.
Just like casually drinking throughout the day. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I've been doing.
Dude, casually.
When you're doing work, you can do like 2 beers. You could down 2 beers and be fine. Probably would make you even better at whatever you're doing.
True,
if you did
dude.
2 beers.
If you're just 2 beers deep all the time.
But if you have no distractions, actually no, get distracted while you're drinking always.
Yeah, dude. Drinking does that to you.
That's what makes it hard. But if you're not distracted and you do work, like you'll be so productive. Or like you try not to get yourself distracted, you'll be so productive.
That's true, dude. That's so true.
That's what I do instead of like what some people do when they take Adderall or whatever to like do a big study session. I'll just drink a little bit.
Does it work?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I've gotten good grades. All last year I got like straight A's my first semester and then like really good grades my second semester.
Dude, I'm not doing well this semester, dude. I'm having dude, my grades.
How was your test, dude? How was your test?
Oh, dude. I honestly got one under what my goal was. I got
You
one
think?
question. No, I know.
You already know?
It's online. It gives you the answer. It gives you your grade.
So do you have to
immediately.
take the LDub?
No, I don't.
You're good.
I need to get like a good grade on the next quiz, and I need to study my ass off and get at least an 80 on the exam on the final.
Okay.
I need an 80 on the final, and I need to do well on the last quiz, and then I'm good. And then I can be done with this class forever, dude. Just done with it forever, dude. I hate this class. Yeah.
Oh my god. Huh?
Water.
Oh, you want some water? Dude, you're such a bitch, dude. You
no,
want some
no,
water?
Dude. It's dry mouth.
Dude, you're
dry
such a
mouth,
bitch,
Fuck
dude. You want some water? Dude, where's... Oh my god. My 4 logo's done. Alright, now I only have a beer in front of me. Oh my god. Wait, where's the script? Get the script. It's so... Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, we're kind of fucking it up. All right, here we go.
It's okay. It's...
Let's talk about, we've been talking about drinking a lot, dude. And you know what? I'm tired of talking about drinking. You know what I want to talk about, dude? Let's talk about some weed, dude. Tell me some weed stories, dude. Let's talk about some fucking...
Dude,
bud,
I know
Not
a story.
edibles,
I know
dude.
a
Let's
story.
talk about
Do you want to hear a
weed.
story? Do you want to hear another story?
I'd love to hear
Are you
another
okay
story.
with hearing it?
Yeah,
Because
dude,
I kind of ramble and get off track a lot.
Yeah, dude, but it's fun. We're along for the ride, dude. Tell your story. Tell your weed story.
So the closest I ever got to being busted by the police.
This is yes. Let's hear it.
You remember the one behind the shack that I told you?
Kind of.
If not, I'll remind you. So I was smoking with my friends. We went to one of my other friends' neighborhoods, and there was a shack next to a tennis court, and there's a parking lot in front of the tennis court that was also in front of the shack, so they were kind of like perpendicular to each other but right next to each other. What's it called? And so we decided not to park in the parking lot right in front of the shack and tennis court. We parked on the road next to it to just to be good civilians, and because you shouldn't park there at night. They just don't want you to. And then so we go behind the shack. My friends were pulling 4 each. Well, 2 of them were pulling 4. I was with 4 people total between me and everyone. And so I do 2, and then I go to my car and chill and charge my phone because at the time my phone was having battery issues, and it would go out all the time. And so then my other friend took 3, and then got to my car, and we just chilled in my car. Well, my other 2 friends did 1 more each. And at the time, we saw a lady walking her dogs down the road, and we're like, okay, she's just walking her dogs, no trouble there. But then we noticed her walk between the tennis courts, right in front of the parking lot that was perpendicular to the road we were parked on, and we were like, oh shit, like they're looking around, they're flashing their flashlight on the courts everywhere, looking for people, and then weed boofs bad. So
Dude, I think,
she
like-
starts splashing her light at the shack so quickly, everywhere, and she I'm like she smells something. The dogs start barking also when they get there. So I text my friends, hey, get out of there. There are people like walking their dogs between the tennis courts. When I saw them on the tennis courts originally, and they reply back just like G. They said G and then like send or whatever. So I'm like, please get out of there. And the lady walks by it casually, flashing her flashlight at it the whole time, and then she walks back at it and tries to look behind it. But at that time, when she tries to look behind it, my friends roll up and knock on our window. They stuck around, and when they heard the dogs barking, they got freaked out and ran around and snuck around the cars and got to our side of the road. And they fucking got in my car, and then we drove away really quickly. And then we drove to Wendy's, got food, drove back. There was a cop car there. We drove by it, came back around. Later, we just drove around a little bit, and then went back, dropped them off. But when the lady was starting to look behind the shack, and my friend knocked on the window when they snuck around, there was a guy following the woman with the dogs, and he was already on the phone when the dogs started barking, and that's what contacted the police. That's why the police car was there. So it was part of neighborhood watch. So it's like my neighborhood watch. Like, we're just smoking some grass behind a shack.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
dude.
We're not vandalizing anything.
It's really an issue that's like, I think soon it won't be an issue, but sometimes especially in college you forget, for a lot of people it's still an issue. It remains an issue. And I disagree with it. But
I saw in a psychologist kind of like study where they study the dependency of drugs, and physical, social, and health wise of the drug on an individual, and they rated it between a couple drugs, and weed was like the lowest.
Yeah.
Marijuana was the lowest. Alcohol was higher than it on it. It was more addictive socially because you're more around it. It was more addictive to the body because you had more social fun with it, and it was more addictive it was more draining of the health because it kills your liver and you yak off it. And then other drugs were like more above that, but like weed was below it, dude. I feel like it's a better drug.
Yeah, dude.
It's safe to drive off of.
It's safe to drive on weed.
I mean, you shouldn't, but it's safe to drive off of.
I think they're going to do some studies, and they're going to find that...
Some people say it's like a video game. Do you find it like a video game? Because I know you like to do it.
No, I don't find it like a video game.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
What do you see it as? When you drive home when you're high?
Driving?
Just like getting home?
In a car. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've always been very serious about driving safely, and
you do like your cars.
I like cars. I like to go fast, but I like to go fast.
I like to go fast. Talladega Nights.
I like to go really fast. I like to go fast. But what I realized from a young age was or from when I started driving was if I wanted to go fast, and in order to go fast, I knew I needed to be safe. I needed to know how to control my car. So I definitely take driving seriously. I take focusing on driving seriously, and I've gotten worse honestly since college. And I kind of feel bad. Like I haven't been as well, but recently, I've been bad. But anyway, when I'm driving when I'm high, I just think of it as driving just like any other time, and I'm even more aware of the fact that I have to be focusing on my speed and my shit and like paying attention to shit, and also then the music when you're driving while high is just so good.
I love that's when I love music the most.
It's pretty
when you just baked.
I enjoy.
Well, not baked, but when you're just high on the highway, not the highway. I don't want to drive around. Just driving around your neighborhood.
I love the highway.
Area.
The highway is the best place for it because that way you only need to go one direction straight.
roll.
You don't have to make any complex turns. You get in a lane and you follow the person in front of you, and you keep a safe following distance, but you keep up. And that's the secret, in my opinion, to driving while high. There's two ways. If you're really bad at I've heard some people are pretty bad at the pedal when they're high, and I get that. And if you're bad at that, cruise control, yeah. Just put on cruise.
I'm worried about the brakes.
Really, brakes?
I feel like I'll be tripping too much balls. And then I'll forget about brakes until it's too late.
I definitely brake.
That's why I don't drive.
I definitely brake lighter. Initially I brake lighter, but earlier.
Okay. You're more cautious. You're like, I'm baked.
I'm baked. So what I do is, I won't brake as hard as I normally brake, but I'll brake light starting earlier.
So you'll know right away.
So I'll already start decreasing speed, and then I can then focus on that and gauge
how much you need to actually do.
How much I need to actually brake. And I still have a clean record. I've never been in an accident. I've never gotten pulled over. I've had close calls, but I mean,
I've been pulled over once, but I was sober. I was pulled over for being 10 over, dude. I was 10 over.
Did you get a ticket?
And I got a ticket by some state trooper. And,
dude, that's nothing, dude.
And it cost me like $200 and something total, dude. The whole thing. No, it was like $166.
That's awful, dude.
Yeah. And I was just going 10 over, which people do normally on the highway. People are over that.
I mean, I've been way too fast.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have any violations.
Do you know the fastest you've been in a car?
Me driving?
Yeah.
100.
Okay.
How about you?
You're gonna judge me. 120.
I don't judge you because I've heard 126.
That's amazing. No,
the kid I did driver's ed with, this one kid I did driver's ed with, he said 126 to my driving instructor, and he was just like, "What? You're a danger to society."
Yeah, dude. I felt bad, but like it was a completely open and dead section of highway on the way back. No, early morning.
Okay, I've seen that before.
So I just stepped on it, and we hit me and another friend of ours who's yet to be on the show, Doughboy.
Who's Derek? Or
Doughboy. Doughboy. Yes, it's that person. But yeah, me and Doughboy on the way back from here hit 120, and that was ridiculously dangerous, and I'm never ever gonna do it again. And I know it was way, way, way too fast, but it was fucking cool.
In your car?
Yeah, dude. Bruce, dude. That bitch
Bruce?
is a workhorse. Yeah, dude.
Named it a dude?
Yeah, dude. It's a long story, dude. It's a long story that I...
What is it? Because you gotta name your bong. Yeah, you gotta name your car.
So, basically what happened is me and my best friend from high school would ride around in Bruce a lot, like when we were like getting baked and doing just dumb shit. And we had this joke about all Australians being named Bruce. And one day we just started referring to the car as Bruce because my car was like a workhorse. Like, I was like, oh, he's a workhorse. Like, you know, he can take anything. You know, it's Bruce. So we started joking that my car is a woman named Bruce.
Okay, so it's a woman named Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wrong.
So my car's a woman named Bruce.
Australia.
From Australia.
Steve Owen. Bruce and Bruce.
Bruce from Steve Owen, who's actually a lady. But anyway.
But it's a lady.
That's my car, and I love that car.
A lady with a more manly name than Steven.
Yeah, dude.
Steve Owen and Bruce the woman.
Dude.
Oh my god. All right, it's been an hour.
It's been an hour. I think we've had.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
What are you at? Final. What are you at?
I have waned. from a 17 to only a 15 during this. So I'm probably a 15, 14 right now.
I'm a 12.
I'm going to 14.
I'm a 12.
You're a 12 between both?
I'm a
No, I'm a
11.
15. I'm a 15.
I'm 11 or a 12.
I'm a 15 right now.
Well,
I'm in the danger zone still. I'm decreasing though.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening. I think we had like 3 at one point, and that's awesome. Thanks, y'all.